She dragged me out by my arm from my own home. My mother-in-law grabbed my wrist so hard I felt her nails dig into my skin, then she shoved me toward the front door and snapped, "Get out, this house belongs to my son. You're nothing here." The door slammed in my face before I even processed what was happening. I stood outside, barefoot, shaking in the cold, while she peeked at me through the curtains like I was some stray animal she had finally chased away. I didn't scream, I didn't cry, I just looked at that door and thought, you have no idea what you've just started. She never wanted me in his life. When I married Daniel, I knew his mother, Celeste, had issues with me. She said I wasn't their kind of family. She said I didn't deserve her son. She said I was lucky he settled for me, but Daniel always told me to ignore it, to let it go because she'll soften over time. Spoiler alert. She didn't, she got worse, controlling, manipulative, always criticizing, always comparing. And Daniel, he just kept telling me she doesn't mean it. But she meant every word. The day she moved in, it happened after her second divorce, Daniel felt responsible and convinced me to let her stay with us for a few weeks. Weeks turned into months, months turned into hell. She refused to let me cook because you don't know real food. She criticized my job, my clothes, and my voice. She even rearranged furniture to fix my taste, but the worst part. She treated our house like it belonged solely to Daniel. She'd walk into a room I decorated and say, "This looks cheap, don't worry, I'll fix it." Every insult chipped at me, but I stayed civil. Until the morning everything snapped. Her real plan: erase me completely. I came home early from work and heard them talking in the living room. Daniel sounded defeated, Celeste sounded triumphant. She said, "Once she's out, we'll redo the house. It should reflect our family, not hers. You can file separation papers later." He didn't argue, he didn't protest. He just sighed and said, "Mom, please not now, not I love my wife. Not this is our home, just exhaustion." My chest tightened, my hands shook. I finally understood she wasn't just rude, she wasn't just overbearing, she was trying to push me out so she could reclaim her son. She threw me out, but I had the one thing she didn't know. When she dragged me out the next morning over a stupid argument about laundry, I let it happen. I let her believe I was powerless. Because she didn't know one crucial fact: the house was in my name, only mine. Daniel signed it over when he had debt issues 2 years ago. She threw out the owner, and that mistake was about to cost her everything. The day I took back what was mine, I didn't call Daniel, I didn't call Celeste, I called my lawyer. Within 48 hours, an official notice was issued. Both Daniel and Celeste were required to vacate the property immediately. When the process server showed up at the door, Celeste almost fainted. Daniel called me repeatedly, screaming, "What the hell is going on?" I calmly replied, "You let your mother throw me out of my own home. Now you can both get out of mine." He tried to negotiate, he tried to guilt-trip me, he even tried to show up at my job, but the law was on my side. They packed their things and left the house they thought they controlled. Celeste glared at me as she walked out and said, "You'll regret this." I smiled and said, "No, I regret letting you stay for even a day." Door closed. He chose her, so I chose myself. Daniel begged me to reconsider. He apologized, he promised he'd fix things. But I'd already made my decision. I filed for divorce, I reclaimed my home, I blocked both of them everywhere. Last I heard, he moved into a tiny apartment with his mother. 2 adults in 1 bedroom. Imagine the chaos. Meanwhile, my house is peaceful now, quiet, mine again, and for the first time in years I can breathe. Never let someone walk into your life and make you small. Sometimes the people who want to control you aren't enemies. They're family. Sometimes the person who should defend you surrender you instead. And sometimes leaving is not losing. It's reclaiming every part of you that someone tried to erase.